All right, we're back on this 2024 Kenworth W900. I'm trying to make this thing into a log truck. We're kind of all over the place here working on it. But I figured I would show you guys what I'm up to. I wanted to double taper the stinger. I'm just kind of running out of time to do that here this year. So I think best case is I'm just going to leave it this way for now and try to get the rest of the truck done. We still got painting to do and all that good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and put the truck together with the square stinger. And if we get time, if we have a couple weeks, then maybe I will attempt to taper it. But just a long ways to go and a short time to get there. And I've got some other things going on besides trucking that I need to get done. So I figured maybe this would be a good thing to skip this year, so I wasn't in a hurry, and try to tackle it next year. So, and that's fine. It'll haul logs this way just fine. So with that, we're going to go ahead and work on getting our spring-loaded flat bars on, and our light bar, our tail light bar and stuff. We'll get that mounted. So here is our bracket that you get with the spring-loaded flat bars. So what we're going to do is, it goes on the frame a little bit, something like that. And I've already marked this. I'm about I'm 54 inches from the rear of the frame here to my center line. I think it's about 68 from the trunnion to there, if I remember correctly. And I just put a piece of flat across. We measured up 4.5 to our bottom hole. So let's go ahead and we'll drill that out to 1/2 inch. Put a 1/2 inch bolt in it, and then I'll show you what's next. All right, so the magic, we got to the holes drilled. We'll take our bracket and our little rubber backing thing, just put it on here temporarily. I think I need to trim down this rubber piece still. It's a little bit too big. And of course I picked bolts that won't thread up. That's good. Okay, what I like to do next is come and I'm going to drill another hole in this bracket right here so I can slip the mud flap light wire through there. So I'll come up here and drill, it's a little bit, just a shade over 1/2 inch hole that we need to drill there, so that we have a spot, like I said, we can put this little connector through for our light on our mud flap. So I'll go ahead and figure that out here and get that drilled for you. All right, let's go ahead and put these flap things on here permanently. I went ahead and did a little spray paint on that. This is I don't know how well you guys can make that out, but it's a little bit off. This is a grabber green, and this is Kermit green. So I kind of like this grabber. This is the only spray can that I could find so far that was close. So anyway, we'll go ahead and put our rubber pad and our flap thing on there. Got a couple bolts, 1/2-inch bolts. We'll slap these on. And yeah, then we'll be ready for some flat bars. All right, so we're ready to put our flat bars on. Got our frame brackets and our rubber pad here behind those. I just cut that out of a piece of rubber mud flap. But anyway, we got our chrome flat bar. These are chrome, and these are made once again by General Trailer up there in Oregon. I didn't realize it, but they do manufacture these themselves. I just learned that a couple months ago. I thought maybe they bought them from a different company or something, but they make these themselves at their store and have them chromed. So I have 2 of them, one for each side. I've kind of looked at them. They each got some flaws in both sides, so I kind of went with the best side of each toward the back. So that's what we're gonna do. So when you get them, they have this pin, and that's holding the spring. It's under tension, so what we'll do is we'll put that hook in here, and then we'll go down, push down on it, and we'll be able to pull this metal out. But first I need to, I think I need to trim this real quick. Hang on. All right, so let's go ahead and hang this up. Kind of hooks on like so. Push down on it, pull that pin out. And you just kind of wiggle it around till it gets into place. And then there you go. There's one flat bar. Then you take this piece of metal and throw it in your toolbox in the truck. And then that way, if you need to pull these off when you're out on the road, you can do that. Or you can use a screwdriver. Sometimes the screwdrivers will bend because that spring's under some pretty serious tension. So anyway, yeah, it looks pretty good. And then I just trim these rubbers. They're not perfect, but it keeps you from wearing the frame rails, this rubber pad. Here's our flat bar on there, so that's looking good. What I think I will do next is go ahead and get my light, put a 2-inch beehive in here. We'll get the light in, and we'll just get the wire inside here for now. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, got the update. Are you ready for the mud flap reveal? There we go. Got the nice KW mud flaps. Got the chrome weight on the bottom, and yeah, looking pretty good. Got my wire in. It's not hooked up. You can see it's just inside the frame for now. I'm gonna put a junction box in here, so this will go over there. I'll have a plug in here, and then we'll have that hooked up to the junction box. And then when you're putting the mud flap on, when you're tightening the bolts, just make sure that this wire does not get pinched inside the flat bar. Sometimes when you tighten this down, the wire can get pinched inside there. And then I'm using like this is some old wire for the electric scales on the truck, which I'm just about out of. So I ordered some Phillips, like I think it's called Arctic Flex or something like that, a 2-wire shielded wire. So I'm going to use that stuff. I like to use this stuff. It has a nice thick coating on it, and which is nice for inside the flat bars because they tend to do a lot of vibrating, and you'll get a lot of shorts for your lights. It'll short out in here, so it's nice to have a good heavy coating on the wire for that. So that's looking pretty good. I'll coil that up. I got a beehive here to put in it, so that goes in like so, and then probably move on to the other side and get the other flap on. And then got a lot of wiring to do, but don't quite have the stuff ready. I got this bracket made to put one of these junction box inside there. So I need to get this painted and get it bolted up there. So I might go ahead and get working on that paint, and then get that other side on. So but I'll update you here when we get a little more progress. Okay, we're back, and we got the driver's side mud flap on. Still have yet to wire up the flap lights, but what I was working on now was that bracket that I made for the light for this little 7-way junction box. Got that mounted, and then I remounted the backup alarm. The bracket was on this side of the truck, and it was pointing back, and I'm going to put the stock tail lights up here. So anyway, I moved that bracket around and got the backup alarm all mounted over here. So I like to put this junction box here at the back of the truck so I can hook up all the wires that I need to. And what I have done is, so the factory wiring on the truck is here, and this ran all the way to the rear of the truck. So what I did was pull this back. I'm going to tie it up right in here. I have made this T-harness, I guess you would call it, but I found some ends for these weather pack connectors. So I'm going to plug this in here to the factory wiring, and then this is going to go down to the tail lights, and then this here is going to feed my light box, my junction box. So yeah, I just made this T-harness. That way you don't have to cut any of the factory wires or anything like that. I just cut the wires that are on this harness, and you know, that's not as important as the factory wires. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and get this installed, get this light junction box in. And the reason I need that is for the light box here, the tail light box that I put on the back. So I'll tell you about this here shortly. Let me go ahead and get this this here all wired up, and then we will move on to the I'll show you about that rear light bar. All right, so here I got this T-harness installed here into the blocks. I just kind of got it wrapped just temporarily sitting here. I still got the backup alarm wiring and the wires for the factory tail lights. So once I get all that, I will tidy all that up. So so for now, I'll go back here and tell you about this light bar. So we've got the U-shaped rear light bar on the truck. So we'll have two red lights for stop and clearance, and then we'll have one backup with the 3 lights in the middle. So yeah, I like those U-bars. They're very nice. Went with the chrome one this time. I splurged, so I think it looks pretty good on the I think it looks pretty good on the green. And once again, this light bar came from General Trailer. Like I said before in the other video, my guys are out of Reading, but they make these up at their shop in Springfield, Oregon. And so that's where I got them for that. Got my glad hand and my light cord and electric scales. Got the bracket that I made for this. Got that all put on the frame. So that's ready to get plumbed up. And then let me go get the wiring harness for the backup, or excuse me, man, I cannot talk. Let me go get the wiring harness for the light bar, and I'll show you that. All right, so here we have the light harness. So once again, the U-bars from General Trailer, and they also make these harnesses for the light box. So it makes it really super easy to wire. And actually, General, I don't think they make these. They had Sealco make these for them, but they sell them there at their shop. So this is a Sealco harness, and it's made to fit their light bar. So this is pretty darn nice to have. And then it just simply plugs in. There's a round hole on the front, and then we'll have there's a few feet of the light cord, and then we'll run it up to the box. So yeah, it's pretty darn cool. Saves a lot of time when you're wiring this stuff up. And I think it had an extra, if I remember right, the last one that I had an extra light spot to run a clearance light. An extra spot. Yeah, right here. There is a extra power and ground for the bullet connectors. Yep, right there. So that makes it real convenient if you wanted to run something extra, because I actually added this light here to the side to put a 3/4 flush mount red on the side, and then we'll have the got the reflector there. So yeah, we'll go ahead and put that baby inside the light box. All right, well, we got the back end here pretty much finished, so I thought I'd just make a little ending for the video. But yeah, we got our light bar on, got our work load light. Don't look at it, it's pretty bright. All the lights seem to be working, so that's good. Got everything pretty well tidied up there. I got a little more work to do right in this vicinity. I haven't got my backup alarm plugged back in, so a little bit of tidying up to do here, but basically we're good. Like I said, I moved the factory light bar, or the stock tail lights, up here, and got that painted to match, and got my air lines all hooked up, and electric cord. I still have yet to run the electric scales for the log truck for the bunks, so I'll have to get that done. But yeah, we're looking pretty good. Got my dummy glad hands in, so I got scales to do yet, and I still have safety chains. Forgot about those. So I got to get those done. That'll be next, and then I'm kind of just working my way forward on the truck. So anyway, so I just wanted to end that video with that. We got the flat bars on, got our light bars on, and so everything's looking pretty good. So I think the next video probably just be when I get everything put together. I've got a couple more pieces to paint, my half fender brackets, but we're looking pretty good. We're just about got everything painted, and we'll just put everything back on the truck for the final time. So with that, we're gonna end this video, and anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of this truck, and hopefully we'll be hauling logs soon. All right, thanks.